So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the last session of the third day, which is an important aspect covered in instructional planning, that is project work. And it gives me immense pleasure in introducing to all of you the former director of this institute, Dr. S.K. Bhatacharya, who was with us for quite a long time. He joined this institute in early 70s and then continued in up to 2006. And Sir is a renowned expert in his area of specialization. One that is electrical engineering, another is technical education per se. And Sir has a very rich background in terms of electrical engineering, and also his contributions to the technical education system in the country has been immense. And he has worked at various levels. He has supported the state directorates and state boards of technical education, All India Council for Technical Education, MHRD, Government of India, and he also had the opportunity to associate and collaborate with EDSIL and NPIU also. And when we had this World Bank project, it was the sheer contribution of our senior faculty colleagues who really made that implementation of the project successful in the northern part of the country. Sir at present is with Sukhmani group of institutions, and he is still contributing to improving the quality of education, technical education especially, and he is also a person who has contributed to the area of engineering education because his PhD was in interdisciplinary area, and he has also written a book in educational technology, in addition to large number of papers which he has contributed to the field of engineering education. And he has the opportunity also to head another sister institution, that is NITTR Calcutta. And I take this opportunity to welcome Sir to ICT-based instructional planning program. And I'm thankful to him that at a very short notice, he accepted my request to be with us and share his valuable and rich experience, how a teacher should actually go for project work, which is the need of the hour to develop high-level abilities among the students, and what are the various processes and the stages which are involved in the project work, and how this can be made more effective and efficient. With these words, I now request Sir to kindly take the charge of the session.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tulsi. This is a great opportunity for me to discuss some of my ideas which I experienced when I did a 4.5 years project work, industry-based project work where I used 62 industries and 1,100 students, all worked on projects which are industry-based. That experience I'll share with you, and with that experience and whatever you will find useful, you can incorporate those in your project work. Now, to start with, you must have seen there are a lot of curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities in your engineering curriculum. Now, if I write down some of them, you teach basic sciences, and humanities. Then you teach core subjects. Then you teach applied subjects. Then you teach interdisciplinary subjects. Then you conduct lab classes. Then you have workshop practices. Then you have mini projects. Then you have major project. Then you have industrial exposure. Then you have industrial training. Then you industry-based projects. In the final semester. Then you have co-curricular activities like seminars. Then you have workshops. Then you conduct technical quiz. Then you provide assignments. Then you have tunes. Then you have self-study in the form of library study. Then you have NCC training. Then you have blood donation camps. What else? You have we have other competitions. Technical company. All these activities are there in the curriculum. So, if you see the system, here you have the process part in the college. You have the curriculum. You have the students. You have the teachers. Here, as an input, you have the students. 10 plus 2. And output now all these activities are geared towards developing the designing the process so that you get the desirable output as the students. Now, what are the desirable qualities of the pass out? This work nobody has done. Since you are, I am told you are from a university, and it was the right time for you to work out the desirable qualities of graduate engineer in computer science or in electronics or in any other branches. Who has done this work? I would like to share this information if any one of you or your university has done this work. Now, if you say this has not been done, you do not know the output specification in product terms. If you do not know, how do you design the process? How do you modify the process? That is a big question. We have also used PDP programs. Personality development programs in colleges. Now my question is, I do not know the output specification of my graduates, but I design the process, assuming that all these are required. A study, is important to find out what are the contribution of each of these. For example, if I ask a question to you, What is the purpose of lab classes? Anybody can answer? Question is with you. What is the purpose of conduct of laboratory classes? Anybody who can answer this?
Provide practical skills to the student.
To provide
Practical skills to the student.
practical skills. But most of the experiments which you conduct in the lab classes, these are all verification type experiments. You'll find that these are all verification type of experiments. You verify. Mostly it is a kit culture where you have the kits and you perform the experiments, you take the result, go home. These are, according to me, these experiments are conducted to enrich the understanding of the theory. The practical classes are conducted to help understand the theory better. Present status is like that. It does not per se improve the real life practical skills. There is a scope to improve the practical skills, but at present this is not being done to the full satisfaction. These are simply to verify. These are all verification type of experimentation. Now, coming to industrial exposure, what is the purpose? Take the students to various industries right from first year to show them the workplaces, and they get an idea as what is required in the real life when they will be employed, what kind of challenges they will face. This is the purpose of this. Now coming to the projects, many experimentation has been done in India also, abroad also. Particularly the scope for experimentation is very high to the universities. Particularly now the private universities, they need to do a lot of experimentations and innovations. You are a university, what good purpose it is doing to all of you? Can anybody answer? Suppose you were not a university and you are now a university. What difference it has made to you? Is the question clear? That earlier you were not a university, you were under somebody, some other university. Now you are independent, free to work, free to act, free to experiment. What do you think difference it has made after you have joined a university from a college?
The major difference is the freedom of designing the curriculum and overcoming the drawbacks of previous university.
Freedom.
Yes.
All right. Freedom to decide about the curriculum. Good.
Okay, better administration.
Administration.
Here, being a university, we will be directly in contact with the student. So,
My point of view is on academics. On academics. As somebody says, freedom to decide on curriculum. Good. What else?
starting of new courses as per the current industry requirement.
Starting of new courses. All right, as per needs. What else?
decide the credibility of the courses? I mean, how much impact will be the practical aspect and how much for the theory we can decide.
Nothing on curriculum implementation.
That would be part of curriculum only.
Curriculum design. This is freedom to decide on curriculum design. What content? I thought this is content.
Yes, sir.
This is content. But I am talking about implementation. Curriculum implementation. Are you free?
Yes, of course, we are given freedom in this board of studies and all. We can decide whether this particular subject will have more impact on practical or theory aspect of the subject.
Okay, board of studies will decide as how much practical, how much theory. But I am talking about strategies for the way you will teach these subjects. You have freedom now, isn't it? How much hours you will teach, how will you teach?
This much is a freedom we can have. We can decide the length and breadth of the lecture and time duration.
Okay, I am talking about qualitative aspect. Time duration is fine. Qualitative aspect. Has there been any change in the qualitative aspect of curriculum implementation? This is my question.
Yes, sir. We are now running courses as per the part.
Can you tell me as to what you have done? One thing on qualitative aspect. You have said that okay, we decide about the content, starting of new courses, allocation of time. I agree, very nice. But I am asking about what about the qualitative aspect of curriculum implementation? Has any work been done, or you are thinking about it?
So we just covered with 30% of our state and how many industries person, how many eminent person.
Many people.
Improving teaching learning methodologies.
Qualitative aspects in curriculum implementation that the students should feel that yes, earlier we are getting lessons like this, now we are getting lessons this way. That kind of thing I am talking about. Or still you are following the same method of lecturing. Is there any change in that? The way the curriculum is implemented.
No, sir, now the teachers are free to use this NPTEL lectures. They can design their monograms and they can also use pedagogy for any topic, whichever they want. We also organize more group activities in the lab session. So we are giving them exposure of practical more as we used to practice in previous university.
Yeah, I ask you one question. Earlier you were teaching theory and doing practical. Are you following the same thing? Theory and then practicals. Are you following the same?
So we have incorporated more projects into the curriculum. Right from first semester, students are expected to work on at least one project.
I am asking you a question. Are you teaching theory first and practical next?
They both are going in parallel.
Parallel is it? Are you doing that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, obviously.
Parallel you are doing. How do you correlate?
Pardon, sir?
Correlation is a problem. Most often the theory goes ahead of practicals. Most often theory goes ahead of practicals.
On this time, yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But if you have done that they are going side by side, there must be very design for it. That I'd like to see. I'll visit you, then I'd like to see how they will go parallel. It's very difficult because theory always leads to practicals. Well, you teach the theory and practical is done after the theory is taught. Many times theory is not taught, but they are to do the practical. This is a lack of correlation. This is the problem. But I give you a suggestion that let the student do the practical first. Call it guided practicals. Then study related theory. How will it work? Then I do the practical first, which is guided. Then I feel the need for learning more. Then I study the related theory. This is a kind of experimentation. A freedom to act university can take up and see this one same topic you do this way and you do this way, and you study and find out the training time required and the level of motivation of the students and the achievement they make. I'm talking about that kind of innovations in curriculum implementation. If you are not doing, you can organize a workshop as to innovations on curriculum implementation. I'll be too glad to participate. I was talking about this. People have not done this, that is it possible to take the students to the workplace, in the college, study, do some experimentation, then come back for theoretical study. This is one model which can be tried. And it has been seen, everybody says this is a better model than this one. But nobody is experimenting. Earlier, when you were under certain university, you had to go by certain timetable. Now, timetable can be reversed, that students do practicals and this is followed by study. And this related study, it is not teacher-centric. This is mostly student-centric. Your teaching learning is teacher-centric. You are the overall knowledgeable person in the scenario. You have lot of knowledge and you transmit the knowledge to the students. But in this, the students will ask you what you have to teach. They will ask you their difficulties. And the need-based teaching will be organized based on the students' felt need. So that's why this is a better model which you can try, where the students will be more participative, they will be more interactive, they will be more curious to know why and how certain things has to be studied. So this is a better model which should be tried out by institutions and universities who have the freedom to act, freedom to operate. This is the point I wanted to make. Any comment on this?
We will surely implement this thing. I'll put this idea today, sir.
You please take a topic, particular topic, and you can write a research paper. You can give this as a project to a student. You can write you can give it as an MTech thesis to students in your computer science. You said this is a model. Let us try the impact study. Develop all the material, study and impact study. Karo usko. And it can be an international paper. If you do it, really you do, and try to find out the variables like learning time and the motivation of the student, their development of self-study habits. Because ultimately you will have to make the students self-reliant in the learning process. What we are doing, we are trying to do everything. We are trying to do everything. We are overactive. Students are less active. In that scenario, the students do not do the assignment themselves. They are copying. But here, the students will do assignment as per the requirement. They will feel the need for doing assignment. They will feel the need for self-study. So this is a model I am giving. You can try on particular topic on your area and see what happens. Compare it with this model.
Sure, sir.
So with this, I'll explain to you one of the experiments done. I had the opportunity to visit South Korea. In South Korea, I have seen project work. So I was interested to study project work. As I told you, I have worked on project work for 4.5 years. So in Korea, I saw the model is degree by project. In your university, you can try this. This what the details I am going to give you is the curriculum, how the curriculum was developed, degree by project work. The BTech in mechatronics. This is BTech degree in mechatronics. This is a university who was doing this. BTech degree in mechatronics, 4 years course, 10 plus 2. So I was surprised to see, all right, by doing one project, you get a BTech degree. I saw that. That was the final day of their final examination. I saw that every group of students in the first year, they are assigned some project. Every student is assigned a project, group of students. Projects assigned by industry. They have tied up, the university had tied up with industry, automation industry. So their students have to design robots of the specification given by the industry. So there were 30 students in the class. There were 6 groups, 5 students in each group. And 6 projects were assigned by 6 industries with the promise that if the students complete the project to the satisfaction of the employer, everybody will be absorbed. And the degree as well as the letter of appointment will be given the same day. So then I was curious to see what they will do. Only they will do the project or they will study also. In India, we study so many subjects, 20 subjects each semester, each year. So maybe 80 subjects, 90 subjects we study. Now, how they decided on the subjects to be studied? They go first year. How they decide? You have to make a robot of given specification. First year, the students studied engineering, maths, calculation and all that. Then materials. They studied the latest materials which is required for the robot, estimating and costing. They will study the subject and side by side do the project. This here in the curriculum structure, they have written name of the subjects and the outcome with respect to the project work. They wrote down. Now, material estimating and costing is a subject where the students will study all the development, recent development in engineering materials and decide on the material to be used for the structure of the robot. Mostly plastic material. And there is no prescribed book because in the books, the latest things are not written. It is open-ended. Students have to read, collect information from various sources so that they select the latest engineering material for the structure of the robot. So whatever is studied, it is student-guided study and it is student guided study, and they have to collect the latest information, and that information they have to use in their project. Need based. Then they studied the drives. What kind of drive system they should use in the robot? What kind of servo motors they will use in the design of the robots? Electrical circuits. Engineering drawing. They prepare the drawing. So against each study of each subject, they have the project outcome. So sum total will be that at the end of the first year, the students have decided about the structure. They have made the structure of the robot and also decided about the drives and electrical circuits. So side by, this is called side by study, need based study, and project work, major project. Then in the second year, what do you do? You study electronics. Control system. Outcome, you have to decide of the electronic circuitry. Control system controls degree of freedom. The robot, how many degree of freedom you will have to provide, how you will provide. Then computers. You have to program the computers so that the robots gets all the desired degree of freedom. So this way, all the 4 years, the students study subjects which are need based and which are directed towards the development of the project. So this kind of degree oriented project work is invasive and it is integrative, and the study is need based, and final evaluation is done as to whether the robot is performing as per the given specification. If it does, then they get the degree and the employment. If it does not, the degree time duration is extended. Maybe he takes 1 more year to complete. So this is one experiment and one program which is available in South Korea, which I saw during my visit. So what I see is that in universities, I had visited few privately managed universities. I have been to the Board of Governors, Buddhi University and others. I have been director at Sarda University, Greater Noida. So more or less the same thing. They were under a UP board. Now they are having more courses, and the quality or the strategy for curricular implementation is more or less unchanged. So we have to think and decide on what innovations, what experiments we can do so that the output specification, desirable output specification is achieved. That is important.
Is this model is followed somewhere in India or not, sir?
What is the question? I couldn't get.
This model is followed somewhere in India?
India also.
In India, it is not degree by project but partial. BITS Pilani, almost 1 year in industry and they have to do projects. And the teacher is also BITS Pilani practice school model. both teacher plus students are placed in industry and they do a project. So it is interactive relation between teacher, student and industry around the project. This is the model. Project activity and the participants are teacher, students in industry. And what happens, Bitspilani, practice school, always the project is for six months students, one group of students will be there. Another group of students will join with the same on the same project. So that project is completed. Students may change. So this is one model they have tried and it's very successful. This is the strength of Bitspilani. Practice school model, law, problem solving, industrial problem solving, and most of the students get absorbed in the industry where they are practicing. Degree by project, others have not done. If you do, you are the first to do that. There is a risk. Only thing is that you have to tie up with industries. On one subject area, you can try that.
will definitely sure, sir.
Beg your pardon?
I will sure, sir. Definitely I'll put forward this point.
Yeah. You write, make a write up. You can forward this your write up to me. I'll correct it and send it back. If you have an idea, write something and send it. I'll correct it, elaborate it, send it back. Email ID skbcnd44@gmail.com. Okay? Is it all right?
Yes, sir. I will note it down.
You start. Nobody has done this. Anything you do innovative, it will be new to this country. Try this.
Right, sir. Right. I'll send you the question, sir.
Second, so this was A. A we have discussed degree by project. Next, experimentation. Distributed project work. Distributed project work throughout the curriculum. Every semester the students have to do a project. Small project. Right from first semester. People say that, oh, students, I have not taught anything to the students. How will do the project? They can do the project. It has been tried in India. That every semester the students will do project. I'll give an example for electronics. First year students, they did they developed an UPS, uninterrupted power supply, which you use in the computer. First year students. Then battery charger. Small projects students did, and students got excited. Students got excited. Every semester they had to do one project. And various list of projects you make in the department, the students should choose and do it. And many times they do it at home. They bring it, show it. You have a project lab. First thing you in your university, establish a project lab. First thing. You don't have, but dedicated to project work. You establish a project lab. This you can do. Anytime when you have free period, go and do your project. Everybody must have a project in every semester. In fact, every teacher should have a project. You know that. Many people come to visit your university. They ask your faculty, what do you do? Sir, I teach. My teaching load is 18 hours. Rest of the time I do administrative work. But if I ask them, do you have any project work? So I did in my MTech only. After that, I don't do any project. Mostly people are free. They don't have any project. I ask one question to all of you. How do you evaluate a faculty in your university? How a faculty is evaluated? Please answer me.
By student feedback.
Student feedback is there.
Student feedback, good.
Then
Research work.
30% of the appraisal is the research work.
Research work, all right.
Then result. That's teacher carries for last 1 year. The number of
In IIT Delhi, see there, they call it, not call it evaluation, they call it appraisal. Three pages. Page 1, teaching. Page 2 is R&D. You can add innovations also. R&D and innovations. The third page is project consultancy. These 3 pages have to be filled. And you give these to the faculty first year that you have to fill it. So when he will fill this teaching, he will write. Here he will write less. Here it will be blank. Every year if this goes blank, this gives you a negative point. So that forces you to think of some project consultancy. So every teacher needs to be involved in project work. And at present, projects are repetitive. I have compiled the project work done by the students. Computer science, IT, electronics, and so on. Mostly it is repetitive. They are available. Already the projects are available. So instead, if the teachers take up some consultancy project, from that project, he can associate the students in their major projects, minor projects, so that student-teacher team together work on projects. They have certain common interest, area of interest to discuss about. This you can do in your university, that project work, every teacher should have a project. Can you do that?
Sure, sir.
So this suggestion you make that faculty appraisal should be based on the 3 criteria. Then you'll see that lot of innovation and lot of project consultancy will come to your university. It is like learning to swim. You have to go to the water. And you think that, oh, my teacher may not be able to do consultancy. This is a wrong concept. Your teachers, your students, good students, then they can do lot of project consultancy. Industry people are not coming from heaven. They are your people only. Pass out of your people, your universities, colleges, they go to the. I have experience here in project consultancy at this institute when I was working during I think 97, 98, 99, 2000. We did project consultancy and we earned, some of my faculty and myself together, we earned 1.23 crores at that time. 1.23 crores we earned only through project consultancy. Now you'll ask what kind of projects you got. For example, our Mrs. Dr. Tulsi, Dr. Bedi, these people were working in one project. This was the Haryana government project where we did that joint entrance exams. We conducted, planned and conducted joint entrance exams, and we got 27 lakhs. And this is zero error, all computer programming and everything done here only. So in the university, you can start doing project, industrial project solving, problem solving consultancy, and involve the students in project work. Purposeful involvement will be there. Lot of energy is available in the campus. The energy is not being utilized. It is possible. So appraisal, because they say the students study the way they are evaluated. Students study the way they are evaluated. Similarly, the faculty will work the way they are evaluated and rewarded. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Can you think of this? That as a policy measure, each and every faculty should get involved in some project work.
Sure, sir.
This one. And to start with, what you should do this, your students, suppose you have 100 students, divide the students and give a group of students to each faculty. The project work has to be assigned to each faculty. Normally, it is given to 2 faculty and no guidance is provided. These are projects are sold in the market. They purchase it. And recycling. Some of my students have sold their project back. You buy for 8,000 and if you return, you get 2,000 back. So this is it's a nariyal. That nariyal, coconut going to the temple and coming back in the evening. Morning it is going, climbing, and in the evening it is descending. This is happening. Project also this is happening. I know I am working, I am guiding projects, I know what is happening. We have to bring in a change. And since you are autonomous and you have freedom to act, you make every faculty responsible to carry out some project work in addition to the other 2 main duties of teaching and innovation, research and development. This is another suggestion I gave. Many people have, IITs have risen to this and they have implemented this. And one of my friends working in IIT, professor, he came to me once, he said, I have a problem. I said, what is your problem? You are an IIT professor, you should not have problem. He said, no, mine, one page is going blank. Last year I submitted it blank, this year I cannot. So I'll be questioned. So I said, okay, let us take some solar projects and all that. He said, somebody should pay for it. Then after a month, he said, I have got it. He got a project of Bhatacharya thermal power station where, the flue gas is going out and how to control that. He got that project, and he said, "This is a 10 lakh project. I got it," and you're so happy. So if you make people responsible, they will respond to it. So you can start on this area. Now, okay, present status. Everybody criticizes the status. Project work, and copying. Where to make a change? First thing, what has happened, the teachers are also come from the same system. Many of my faculty, your faculty is very good, but my faculty is not so good. Because this is, we have not done so much experimentation ourselves. We have bunked the practical classes. Then we have also not done the project work ourselves. It was a team work somebody has done. We have copied that kind of. He said, past is past. Now onwards you learn. First thing you should do is to improve the project work. What is to be done? First, train all your faculty in the design of new experiments outside the syllabus. Beyond the syllabus, you design experiments, new experiments. So he has to search. If he has to design new experiments, add new experiments to the list, he has to think. Normally, what has happened, I have been in the syllabus committee of PTU. What happens, the theoretical part, people discuss and bring changes. But when it comes to practical class, it is given to somebody. So what he does, he just adds the existing list. That's why you will find that there has been changes in the theoretical part, but in the list of experiments, they have more or less over the years remained unchanged. So you have to bring in a change, design new experiment by your faculty, add them, and change the list, make the list more interesting. The students say that we are not excited to do the experiments. You have to bring in the element of excitation when you go to the laboratory. Do the students feel very great when they perform experiments, do experiments in the laboratory? That has to be seen. That's why you have to design new experiments which are real life experiments are real lifelike, as if they are real. You have seen what is happening outside. You come back and design experiments to go along with the theory. They are real lifelike experiments. ये आप काम करिए, इसके ऊपर काम नहीं किया. No university has done basic fundamental work on changing the experimental parts. This will be a great contribution. You will be pioneer. You show it to your website that these are the new design experiments relevant to your BTech program done by the university. Copyright चंडीगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी. आपका वेबसाइट खोलने के बाद तो मुझे ये सब दिखाई नहीं जा रहा है. वहाँ सारा नाम लिखा हुआ है. स्टूडेंट्स ने मुझे बताया, स्टूडेंट्स को मैंने पूछा, हैव यू सीन आवर वेबसाइट? जैसे हाँ सर देखा था. एक लड़का फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट से यस देखा था. मैंने व्हाट डिड यू सी? एंड To my surprise, he said, आपका कॉलेज का नाम भी गलत था, स्पेलिंग ऐसा नाम था, वो जो टाइपिस्ट ने टाइप किया कोलाज बना दिया, तो आगे तो मोटिवेशन ही नहीं होता। उसका बाद कुछ फोटो शोटो लगा दिया लोगों को और कुछ लिखा हुआ है, दिस डज नॉट एंथुसियाज दी 21st सेंचुरी स्टूडेंट्स। कहता है ऐसे वेबसाइट बनाओ जो उसका अंदर घुसेगा वो निकलेगा ही नहीं, घुसता रहेगा, इतना इंटरेस्टिंग होगा, इतना मटेरियल होगा, इतना इनोवेटिव मटेरियल होगा, इतना नीड बेस्ड मटेरियल होगा, वो होगा जब आप एक्सपेरिमेंट करो। इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? वेबसाइट कहता है ना, शोकेस, योर वेबसाइट में आपको शोकेस करो ऑल योर इनोवेशन is possible when all of us are actively doing R&D, innovations, experimentations, development, innovative teaching, evaluating, all these things we are doing. And interacting with the industry, employer organization. People, students do not know when they come first year what is required out of them. First year we give orientation program. What do you give? We take the students round. Somebody gives a general sermon, and after that students are taking round where the canteen is, where the classroom is, etc., etc., etc. This is no orientation. You tell the students what is required for to become a successful engineer. If you have a case study, you have a document, give it to them, share with them. But this is what you should be. This is what is required out of you. You have to swim in water. I have to help you swim. Learn swimming. So क्या होता है? The responsibility lies on us because we do not transfer the responsibilities to the student. You have to make the student responsible in learning from the very first day. So for that, I thought this is one of the area, design of experience. Start with that. And let the faculty do experiment themselves.
So what can be real life experiment?
Suppose if you have to take a laboratory, if I have to teach a laboratory class, I have to very good in the laboratory. Normally, I have seen the faculty is dependent on the instructor because he or she is not confident. So what we have made this summer, every faculty, if he has to remain in job, has to perform all the experiments in a particular subject of his discipline, which she or he is going to teach in the next semester. So once we have done the experiment, they have written the lab report themselves, and these are being evaluated by a committee to see that yes, this is good lab report. And then they write the instruction sheets, they prepare the manual, update the manual, add new experiments. Once this is done, then the requirement will be to take up a project. Every faculty should have a project. It should be singly or together. It could be monodisciplinary or multidisciplinary. It is possible. So that is the work. And the group can, then you will find that they will be involved in the day-to-day project work by the students. So every teacher is assigned group of students for project work, minor project and major project. This you can do. Now, once you have a project, how do you do a project and why do you do a project? What is involved in a project? And what should we do? The first thing is this. What we do project is that you apply your knowledge. Application of knowledge and skill, whatever is studied, you apply it. in a practical situation, application of knowledge and skill. Then development of positive attitude towards the completion of a given task, assigned task. Positive, yes, I have to work on it, I have to study, I have to acquire information, that kind of attitude. Then quality, whatever you do, is it quality product? Suppose you develop a software, is it a quality product? Does it work? Many students do a software, but then when you try it, it doesn't work. Qualitative aspects has to be seen. Then of course there are self-study. How to acquire knowledge. They say BTech program the BTech program should train students to how to acquire knowledge. It's important how to acquire knowledge. If you train students to how to acquire knowledge, you will survive in the world of work, because you cannot accompany the students to the workplaces. So it is the ability to acquire knowledge and skill which will keep the student surviving in the turbulent, challenging situation in the world of work. So if it is spoon feeding always, if it is theoretical study and experimentation also guided by the technician, then when the spoon is removed, the students will feel very insecure. So this is the focused area, how to acquire knowledge through self-study and self-effort. The project work helps you do that, acquire this confidence. They say study of theoretical subjects prepares and laboratory work prepares a student to face the known. आपने पढ़ाया, the students can do it. And if it is outside the syllabus, the students say, sir, it was not included in our BTech curriculum. This is what students say. So everything should be covered in the syllabus. This is the expectation of the students. Every issue should be covered in the syllabus. Is it possible? Can you write the syllabus? Can your university write the syllabus? Your university or any other university write the syllabus of life? What is the syllabus of life? You are to prepare students for life, facing the life. But can you write the syllabus of life? Is there any university on earth who dares to say that we can write the syllabus of life?
No.
It is not possible. So, what is possible? So, what is possible? What are you doing? What are you preparing? We cannot write the syllabus of life. Then, what is that syllabus? What is that BTech syllabus which you have prepared and revised? Tell us. After the students have gone through the syllabus, what do they become? They become BTech. That is a degree you give. But as an Human being, what changes has taken place in him?
We keep on if the student go beyond the syllabus, then he normally earn his skills. But those who follow the syllabus part but do not keep on enhancing.
Syllabus you cannot write. Can you write my syllabus?
No,
You cannot write.
the syllabus nobody can write.
You cannot write because you do not know the output specification. You have not written. Has your university written the output specification of BTech Computer Science?
The outcomes expected out of that syllabus we normally design that.
No, I don't think you have written. You check up your curriculum document. Have they written the specification of the graduate? This graduate should be like this. They should be able to do this. And you work backward to find out what applied subject, what core subject, what interdisciplinary subject, what physics, what chemistry, what English, what mathematics, and so on. Have you worked backwards or you have worked forward?
I check out and let you know, sir.
Check up. I'm raising some questions only. You work forward. You have worked forward in a forward method that you call first year teachers, physics, chemistry, mathematics, ask them to revise the first year. PTU is doing like that. They first did the first year, then second year. Second year आपको next year मिलेगा. Third year आपको third year में मिलेगा. Like that they are working. So they are going in a forward manner, first year to final year. But you work backward. My suggestion is that backward approach to backward word is not good. Reverse approach to curriculum design. You do this. This will give you a PhD. Addition. If you are a PhD, it will give you an additional PhD. You work backwards. That what is required for a graduate? What is required for a graduate? And then you work backwards and see what physics, what chemistry, what mathematics, and you will find the difference. Then it will be all need based. Please try that. This is another assignment which I am suggesting to your group, that you design curriculum in a retrogressive manner. That पहले पता लगाओ students क्या बनना है, कैसे बनाना है, so that they are employable. Then you work applied subject, core subject, other subjects, and then decide about the strategy, how to go forward. So this is another information I am sharing with you. You can try this. Now prepare your syllabus, prepare students to face the no. Here you write a study of syllabus. Study of syllabus prepares students to face the known. But the requirement is to requirement of industry is to prepare students to face the unknown. You are preparing students to face the known. अगर आपने क्लास में किया हुआ है वो कर सकता है, लेकिन इंडस्ट्री कहता है you prepare him to face the unknown because it is not known what kind of problem situation he has to face. It is changing what kind of projects you will get. It is not known. Project may come to Korea. It may come from Singapore, it can come from USA. What kind of projects it will come, how to solve that project. So the requirement is to prepare the student to face the unknown. And this is possible through problem solving. Problem solving. Unknown problem solving exercises in the form of series of projects. You have series of projects. In every semester integrated with the curriculum where the students are encountered with students face unknown problems whose solutions are not available in books. Give them some problems. And this has to be done by the students and the teacher together. If students and together are facing problems whose solutions are not known, they work together. By solving a series of unknown problems, they develop the confidence of facing the unknown. So what you should do, maybe you in the university, in the curriculum, you have an integrated approach to developing problem solving abilities in your students. These are higher order intellectual abilities, and project work when integrated into the curriculum in each semester, and where the students and all the faculty are involved, then you will see an atmosphere of learning. A true learning environment will be created in the campus. Your university will be truly a learning organization. See, convert your university from a teaching organization to a learning organization where students, teachers, team together are in search of problem solving. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
What have I said? This point?
I think this was better than what we were working on the student that to solve a problem that is already been solved. This one is better than to make a student learn to solve unknown problem.
Yeah. Always the students should be confronted with unknown problems. Problems could be all types of problem. It could be physical problem, it could be daily routine problem. How to find alternative solutions. How to find alternative solution is important. How do they say the three parts? Abilities. You have to develop in students abilities of problem solving. This includes abilities of analysis, abilities of synthesis, abilities of evaluation or decision making. This is called decision making. This together is PS ability. When a problem is there, the student says, "Sir, yeah, I cannot do it." But a student who has been trained in problem solving, he will analyze the problem, break the problem into component parts, then try to find out what has been asked, and then he thinks of alternative solutions. He finds out, and then he decides about the correct solution. This kind of exercises, problem solving exercises, the student has to be confronted with throughout the 4 years of their studies. And if the fellow has gone through this, he will be confident in facing an unknown problem. And learning to learn. This project work helps you learning to learn. This is learning to learn. Americans call it L2L. You learn as to how to learn. That is, you train the students to become a learner, entrepreneur in two sense. This is the word I am writing. What is a learner entrepreneur? We are talking about entrepreneurship. Everybody, a teacher should be an entrepreneurial teacher. We say Shivani is an entrepreneurial teacher. Rohit is a traditional teacher. What is the difference? Anybody? Rohit is a traditional teacher. Shivani is an entrepreneurial teacher.
We have Shivani with us, so she is going to tell this thing.
Right?
Shivani is there.
Shivani is there.
Okay. Ask her to reply.
Yeah, let ask her to reply, Shivani. Shivani, you are an entrepreneurial teacher, and Rohit is a traditional teacher. What is the difference? Say something. You are better off than Rohit.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now Shivani is here, she is going to answer everything, sir.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I am a learner entrepreneur, and that means that I am learning while I am teaching.
You are learning while you are teaching.
Anything else?
Very good. Anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
Nahi pata. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you. An entrepreneur, he knows how to solve the problem. Now, suppose you have to take the students to industry for a visit. All right, Rohit said to the principal, sir, it is not possible because transport people say the vehicle is not available. How can I go? We have kept the visit on Saturday. Then Saturday, no vehicle will move. So, they postponed. Shivani will say, all right, they are not giving the vehicle. Can I ask the students to gather at a particular in sector 17, Chandigarh? Many people will say, okay, we will gather there. And from there, you find out some place, nearby place in sector 35, where you go to the industry which you wanted to visit. So, she is entrepreneurial. She knows how to solve a problem. Problem solving. Suppose a problem comes, a project comes, this has to be carried out. Traditional method is not possible. Now, Shivani, for example, you want to read a paper in Australia. You have written a paper, you have sent it there, they have called you, and the college says that we pay only 50%. You are an entrepreneurial teacher. What will you do?
Shivani will explain your story.
Yeah.
So definitely, first of all, I will be managing by myself only, or some other parties like DSC or
You will find out other sources from where you can get that 50%. So you are an entrepreneurial teacher. You do not quarrel with the vice chancellor. You do not quarrel with the HOD. Why, sir? I should be paid full. Rohit does it, but you don't do it. All right, your rules are 50%. I'll find out whether it is AICT, whether it is DRDO, or here from any other organization where from I can get the remaining part. So this is entrepreneurship in you. So in today's world, everybody should have the entrepreneurial qualities. You can have an entrepreneurial student also, entrepreneurial manager also, entrepreneurial HOD also. So everywhere the entrepreneurship quality should be available to the students. So during project work, You develop in students the learning to learn as to how to acquire knowledge, and truly you convert the students into a learner entrepreneur. Learner entrepreneur is one who is desirous to learning to learn. Is desirous, is having positive attitude towards acquiring new knowledge. In 4 years' time, what you do to your students is to train them as to how to acquire knowledge. Baki cheez, rest of the things which you teach, they forget. Because knowledge is forgotten. K stands for knowledge. K stands for knowledge. K is forgotten. Funny, your students will forget your name also. Oh, yeah, क्या नाम था? ऐसे बोलेंगे. Whatever you have taught, they will forget. The students say, "Sir, first year में पढ़ा था वो तो भूल गया." So knowledge is forgotten. K is forgotten. A, ability, not forgotten. Abilities are not forgotten. Knowledge is forgotten. Project work develops in students abilities. Abilities of problem solving, abilities of analysis, abilities of finding solution, abilities of making decisions. These are never forgotten. You go from one place to the other. You go from one industry to the other. You carry these abilities with you. These are called transferable ability. That's why they are called transferable. So our emphasis should be to develop in students certain desirable abilities, abilities of problem solving, and towards that project work is an essential, most important component and has to be integrated in the curriculum implementation in the progressive universities like yours. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So we do not teach the students the syllabus. कोई लोगों को हम पूछते हैं भाई क्या करते हो, बोलते हैं सिलेबस पढ़ाते हो. And अभी तो semester I think about to complete. One teacher came to me and said, "Sir, आप हम तो सिलेबस को खत्म कर दिया." मैंने कहा क्या बोल रहे हो आप? सिलेबस को खत्म कर दिया? नहीं, मैं कह रहा था सिलेबस को फिनिश कर दिया. Mark the word, they are thinking the syllabus has to be khatam, syllabus has to be finished. These are the words, I am not comfortable with these words. You don't finish the syllabus. You do not cover the syllabus. You help students discover the syllabus. You help students discover the syllabus. The whole canvas, what is to be studied much more than what you have taught. That is the promise. But syllabus is used only to develop in students the ability. It is not the information transfer. Information is already available in books. Then you tell me, I had calculated the efficiency learning, eta learning, output. This output is amount of learning. Denominator is the effort made. This is the efficiency in learning, amount of learning by the students, and denominator is the effort made by the in learning by the students. This is by the students. This is also by the students. This learning is by the students. Where is the teacher? Where are you, Shivani? In this equation, where are you?
The effort made in the learning.
भाई स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ना है, स्टूडेंट को मेहनत करना है, स्टूडेंट्स को इम्तिहान देना है, तुसी किथे?
Sir, I have made the effort to make them learn the subject. Pardon?
What you have to do here? Suppose you are absent here, what will happen?
Okay.
देखो दूसरे आप काम करो।
Sir, I am giving this equation.
Suppose you are teaching RD BMS. You are absent. एक सेमेस्टर लीव ले लिया, स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ लेगा? शर्मा जी का किताब दे दो, पढ़ लेगा वो। तो इसमें क्या आपका पोजीशन का है? How will you? It's easy. You maximize it. How can you maximize it? How can you maximize it? Either you maximize the numerator or minimize the denominator. The role of the teacher, suppose numerator remains same, you have to reduce the denominator. That means students plus teacher. Denominator में teacher होगा. If the teacher is present, this will be less. The effort required, you have to, by your teaching, you have to see that the effort required by the students to learn a particular subject is minimized. That means difficult things you will have to make simple. If the denominator is reduced by the teacher, the learning efficiency will increase. If you repeat what is written in the books, the denominator is not reduced. There is marginal change in the denominator. If you repeat what is written in the books, so you will have to design your instruction in such a way that if I teach, the students will take very little time to master a certain subject. Is this point clear? हाँ जी,
Yes, sir.
शिवानी जी कहाँ गए?
Sir, there is one question.
So your role is to reduce the effort made by the students in learning as much as possible.
So there is one question. So how can we calculate the amount of learning by students?
Learning जो subject है, objectives ले लो. Every subject has objectives. उसको marks दे दो, दे के ऊपर दे दो.
Okay.
ठीक है ना? और नीचे कितना घंटा लगता है वो लगाओ, उससे बन जाएगा.
Right.
तो अगर आप अच्छा पढ़ाते, डिफिकल्ट चीज को इजी करके पढ़ाते हो, तो टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर मास्टरिंग द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स फॉर a particular subject will be less and efficiency, and your presence will be valued. Otherwise, what happens? Most of my students tell me that sir, वो तो रिपीट करता है, वो तो शर्मा जी का किताब लेके क्लास में जाते, उससे ही पढ़ते और पढ़ाते. वो बेहतर है हम खुद ही पढ़ लेंगे, आप ही पढ़ेंगे तो भूल जाएंगे, एग्जाम का पहले पढ़ लेंगे तो फटाफट लिख लेंगे और नंबर ले लेंगे और फटाफट भूल भी जाएंगे. So why did I say कि project should be throughout all the years? इसका against इसका पीछे एक theory है. One is called distributed learning. Another is called concentrated learning. Concentrated learning मतलब इम्तिहान का पहले तुसी मन 18 घंटा पढ़ लोगे, सारे चीज पढ़ लोगे. This is called concentrated learning. Another is distributed learning. This every day you study for 3 hours. 4 hours. This is called distributed learning. Which one is better? Which one is better? Distributed learning is better. That means vitamin tablet every day you will have to take one, not the 100 tablets vitamin one day you will take so that you become Dara Singh. ऐसे नहीं करते, but हमारा बच्चे यही करते. कहाँ से? अभी I asked the students, भाई, have you acquired a book either from the library or from the market? सर अभी तो नहीं लिया, अभी शुरू ही नहीं किया. कब करेंगे? तो सर प्रिपरेटरी लीव तो इसीलिए देते हो, प्रिपरेशन करने के लिए देते हो, तब करेंगे. So that means the students study before the exam only. So you have to change that. If you see a curriculum, the subject which is very important, that is taught in 2 or 3 semesters. In our time, engineering drawing was taught for 3 semesters because this was considered. Mathematics is taught for 3-4 semesters. So important thing is to be studied in a distributed manner. If you think project work is important and it develops in students the abilities of problem solving, project work should be distributed throughout the curriculum. That is the concept. Distributed learning, you have said, is better. So distributed learning in a problem solving. So it should be spread out throughout the curriculum. Is this point clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree that project activity, problem solving activity, unknown problem solving activity, project per se, you may not use the word, but you can use other words to say that every semester students are experiencing problem solving exercises that you will do throughout the curriculum. Then you will find that the students go out of the university with a lot of confidence, and they have the, and you ask the student, what do you have? They said, we have the ability to face the unknown. We can solve any given problem. We can try to solve any given problem. This will be the difference. At present, when the students on the convocation day, students get their, that degree, you ask them, do you remember anything? Sir, don't ask such odd questions. We have forgotten everything. All the knowledge I have left to the university. I am going out with only a certificate. This scenario will change. So project activity, as I said, that what do you have to do to start with curriculum changes? You can suggest maybe it will take a semester or so. That project work becomes an integral part of your curriculum implementation. Then you can assign project work to each students and teacher groups. That means a teacher has got 4 or 5 groups to guide. Then you establish a dedicated project laboratory where students can come when they are off period and carry out their projects. This much you can do. Make a beginning and teacher evaluation, because the way the teachers teach, the way the teacher work, the way the students study, all depends on method of evaluation. So the teacher evaluation also, teacher, if you do not call it evaluation, teacher's appraisal should be on the basis of 3 criteria: teaching, innovativeness in teaching, then R&D and other innovations, and project guidance and consultancy. This much I had to say. If you have questions, I'll be too glad to reply to you. If you don't have a question, I have a question.
Yeah, sir. There was a, what can be the real life projects when you were mentioning the,
Beg your pardon, say it again.
sir, what can be a real life projects?
Real life problems, which are problems faced by our society, our industry.
Okay.
This is called real life problem. And a real life like is they are a lot light problem, they are dead problem. These problems have been solved by somebody else. You modify and you may say call it real life like problem. Real problems, so these problems are existing. Somebody solved the problem. Rickshaw, Indian rickshaws. In Punjab, you go and sit in a rickshaw. If you are a healthy person, two persons, then the rickshaw becomes unbalanced. But now they have designed a new rickshaw which is flying in Delhi area, Noida area, very comfortable. And tractic effort required is less. Ask the rickshaw wallahs, the pull required is less. That was a real life problem solved by some teacher student group. Design was given by some engineering students. So these are real problem, right problem. The whole of our society is full of problems. You think of problem hypothetical. You see net to find out some problem somewhere. You do not know where the problem is. You pick up real life problems here. You have to visit industries, interact with the people, then you will get an idea. If you want, I can give examples how you locate problems, how you decide problems. Ask me. You ask me, I'll give you plenty of examples on how to find real life like problem, real life problems. Is it possible?
Anybody have any question?
आप एक काम करिए ना, आपका यूनिवर्सिटी में you organize a workshop on this aspect which you have given you. Then we can have a detailed deliberations. We can create a real life like problem data bank which can be used by faculty, used by students. This should be made available. It is possible.
Sure, sir.
अब करिए ना, आपका ट्रेडिशनल सेमिनार करके कोई ज्यादा फायदा नहीं है, डेवलपमेंटल वर्कशॉप करिए ना.
Right, sir. Right, sir. In the summers we can do. Anybody have any questions about the house?
So any other question from the participants?
I think the sir has given a very elaborative and in detail. Most of the things were getting cleared during the course of the lecture.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gurpreet. And I have attended the whole session. I thought I'll be here for some time, and I had a meeting, so I thought it was very useful. And you can see the difference how sir has dealt with very intricate topic of project work, which we all say now this should find place in our curriculum, and we should give more of projects so as to develop higher level abilities among our students. And many new innovative ideas have been thrown open to you all. And as you have said that you may try some of these, maybe degree by projects, or maybe you have a dedicated lab for the project work, or you would like to turn around that you first do the practicals and then go for the theory, or you may like to have the appraisal system where greater emphasis is laid on the project consultancy carried out by the teachers, which impel them to take up projects and then involve their students in the project work. And sir has also given you a number of ideas how the students can be made more oriented towards solving problems, and how do we have distributed project work over a period of time. So I'm really thankful to sir for joining us this afternoon and sharing his rich experience with all of us. And I'm very sure some of you must be prompted to take up some innovative action in this direction and bring changes in the teaching, learning, and evaluation processes, and especially with respect to the project work. So thank you everybody for participating in the session. This session has really generated interaction, and you had a lot of participation and questions. I am very sure that the 2 days which are left now, tomorrow and day after, they'll be equally fruitful and interactive. So thank you everyone. See you tomorrow at 9:30 for tomorrow's deliberations.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of Chandigarh University and the Institute of Computing, I thank Professor Bhatacharya, a very eminent educated visionary administrator, for giving his valuable time to young teachers like us. And I'll be privileged to have your good self in the campus. And soon I will propose a workshop which you have just told to us, and we'll be looking after for this thing. Thank you, sir. Thank you on behalf of Chandigarh University, sir.
So thank you, Gurpreet, for extending your thanks on behalf of all the participants. And I once again extend my sincere thanks to Sir from the National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, and look forward to many more meaningful interactions in future too. So thank you. See you tomorrow then. Would you like to interact? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you very much.